Hello students, standard 7, we are at the end of the chapter number 7. Only few questions are left and then it will be finished. Congruence of triangles, in which we learn some criteria, and on the basis of that criteria we saw that how can we check whether the pair of triangles given are congruent or not congruent. We can prove them by using any one of the criteria that can be suitable in the given figure or according to the given information. In 7.2 exercise, we are starting today the question number 6. 1 to 5 questions are done in the previous video. Now in question number 6, they give figures and they give a statement and we have to complete the statement. But we have to show how, not only write down the answer, but we have to check how, what is the reason, how will you show that. So here you can see that the markings are also done. The angles and all the three sides. So now there are two triangles, you can say that triangle BCA and triangle BTA. So now in triangle BCA and triangle BTA, you can see that angle C is equal to angle T. Because they have the same marking. Then this is 90 degrees, so that will be also 90 degrees. So angle BAC is equal to angle BAT. Here you can't write down A angle because both sides it is A, so we have to specify. And the last angle is angle ABT and angle ABC. Also, the three sides are also given. Line segment BC is equal to BT. Then AC is equal to AT. And that BA is the common side. It belongs to that triangle also, it belongs to the other triangle also. So BA equals BA. It is not given but it is common. Not necessary to write down. Now, therefore, triangle BCA is congruent to triangle. Now we have to check. As I told you, when two sides are like that, we check here. B and B are here. So here also B and B. So B will come with B. Now C and C are here, in which T and T are here. So with C in the middle, there will be the T. And what is remaining? BTA. So BCA congruent to triangle BTA because AA is here and here also AA. So triangle BCA is congruent to triangle BTA. Second one. The second figure is little different here. Here it is P, T, Q, R, S. Now the markings. So here we have to check the markings. Here you will see that all these four sides are equal. So we have to more to see on the angles. Or maybe there is a printing mistake because 1, 2 and that must be the 3. So we will see what is the, because when we see the angles first, then it will be clear. So now in triangle, what we have to prove here? Triangle QRS congruent to triangle blank. So now in triangle QRS and triangle, here you can write down any name, PQT, but when we write down that one, the congruence, we will have to write down perfectly in order. So now first we will take the angles. Here you can see that angle RQS is equal to, here this one, angle PTQ. Then this angle SRQ, angle SRQ is equal to QPT. And the third angle is remaining is just this. Q is finished, R is finished, so S means QSR. QSR is with angle TQP. Now in sides, QR is equal to PT. Now here let's check the angles here. Look at this angle, a double and dot, double and dot. It means that this one must have the, so you can change like that. So now RS will be equal to PQ. And the last remaining is QS and TQ. So now triangle QRS congruent to triangle. So now you can see here also Q has this sign. So same sign is with T. So you can write down T here. Here also is the same. Q and Q. So T and T are there. So Q corresponds with T. R. R have double sign here. That sign is with P. Here also you can see that R and R, P and P. So TP What is the last Q? So angle TPQ, triangle TPQ. So just you have to follow the same sign, especially in the angles, then it is very simple to write down the answer. Now question number 7. It is based on the activity in which we have to draw the two triangles which are congruent two ways, if they are congruent but have the same area, not congruent and the same area. So that question now we are not doing. And if from the January maybe the school will start, then if possible we will do it, otherwise we don't have to do that question number 7 now. Now question number 8. Here the two figures are given in some parts are marked, and that two triangles are congruent. As written that if a triangle ABC and triangle PQ are to be congruent, name one additional pair of corresponding parts. And what criteria did you use? It means that if you want to prove that these two triangles are congruent, then we need one missing part of the congruent pair. And then we have to say which criteria did we use. Here you can see that one angle is right angle. So first we can imagine that it can be RHS congruence rule. But for RHS congruence rule, at least hypotenuse or one side should be given. But here you can see that two angles are given. One is 90 degree and other are congruent. It means that if between that two angles the included side should be congruent, it means that this side must be equal to this side. So here in triangle ABC and triangle PQR, angle B is equal to angle R is equal to 90 degree, and angle C is equal to angle Q. Therefore, the one additional pair must be the included sides between the angles. Therefore, which is needed? BC is equal to QR should be there, so that triangle ABC can be congruent with, now B is with right angle, so in the middle R will be there, C is with Q, so at last that will be Q, so first will be Q. Here we use which? ASA, angle side angle criteria, because no other way. If you want RHS, one side or one hypotenuse should be there. Now it means that we only need that the included side between that two angles, and that are BC and QR. And then we saw that triangle ABC and triangle PQR are congruent, but here it should be triangle PRQ. Why triangle PRQ, not PQR? Because with B 90 degrees R, so B is in the middle, so R must be in the middle. With C there is Q angle, so C is last, Q must be last, so P is there. So triangle ABC congruent to triangle PRQ. Now the last question. Explain why triangle ABC is congruent to triangle FED in this given figure. A, B, C, D, E, F. This angle with this angle. That side is with this side. This angle is with this angle. Now, if you notice this figure carefully, then you cannot apply any of the rule. See, only one side is there, so you can't use SSS. Two angles and one side are there. So first you will think that ASA will be there. But for that, the included side must be there. Here, side is not included. So now what can we do? How can we? But they said that it is congruent. Now we know that the angle sum property. When in two triangles, two angles are equal. Therefore, the third angle must be equal to make the angle sum property true, means 180 degree there. So here, in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, angle B is equal to angle E 90 degree. Angle A is equal to angle F. So, by angle sum property, we can say that the third angles of both triangles must be equal. So, which angle is remaining? Angle C is equal to angle D. So now you can see that angle C and angle D are equal, and therefore angle side angle property can be there. Therefore, by using ASA congruence rule, triangle ABC. So now with A, what is there? F. And then F, then E and D. So first it looked like they are not congruent because there is no rules can be applicable. So here actually it is AAS congruence rule, because the third angle is automatically be congruent. So here we are going to finish today's session and the chapter also will be followed by PDF, and if any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.